Welcome home, baby. Kick off your shoes. Let me turn the lights down low and wash away your blues. Rest your head and let's get lazy. Let's take it slow. Welcome home, welcome home, welcome home.
Monarchs may have lost their political power, but their ability to capture the imagination endures. India's own Maharajas and Maharanis have long been regarded among the most distinguished connoisseurs of luxury. Hello and welcome to Luxury Time. I'm Lisa Mangaldas, and on the show today, we pay tribute to Indian royalty. We begin our journey in Baroda at the spectacular Lakshmi Vilas Palace. Built by Maharaja Sajirao III, the palace is a reflection of its extremely sophisticated and progressive ruler. It's not so much a resonance of the past as it is a reflection of the future in the luxuries that it provides its occupants. Maharaja Sajirao III imported the best the West had to offer and used it to enhance and celebrate Indian aesthetic and cultural traditions. The expansive Darbar Hall has stunning Belgian stained glass windows, yet they depict scenes from Hindu mythology. A Murano mosaic floor portrays his beautiful monogram, while a lacquered ceiling with large floral motifs glitters above in the light of several spectacular chandeliers. Today, the palace remains the home of the Gaikwad family and is among the world's largest private residences. I'm now in conversation with Rajmata Shubhangini Raje Gaikwad. Rajmata Sahib, thank you so much for having us at the palace. Baroda has had such a long and rich relationship with luxury. Can you tell us a little bit more about the architecture and design?
Lakshmi Vilas itself is a sort of a symbolic how totally Indian architecture is there, but the use of a lot of beautiful Western ideas have been used in the making of this palace.
Now, the women of Baroda were also trendsetters. It was Indira Devi that first wore the chiffon sari and pearls. Tell us about some of the fashion statements that the Baroda princesses made.
I think because of the travels to the west of Maharani Chimnabai and Princess Indira Raje also, they had an exposure which a lot of other princes didn't have in those days. It was really beautiful how these French material of the chiffon material was liked by them. All the designs, the flowers or the colors of the designs of the French chiffon sari were again commissioned to our weavers in Banaras and Surat, and they created special borders for those very special saris.
And the chanderi was, of course, also part of the costume tradition of the Maratha royals that resided in Baroda. Tell us about the chanderi, because you've dedicated so much to the revival of that lost art.
Chanderi has been a part of my life and my growing up time. When I got married and came to Baroda, I saw such beautiful Chanderi material and saris, And not only saris, Chanderi was a part of the lifestyle of I think the Maratha rulers. It's the men's wear also, it's the pagdi. The pagdi is only Chanderi material. Yards and yards of narrow Chanderi, they had special looms for weaving only the pagdis.
Tell us what makes a Chanderi as exquisite as it can be.
I should say my first sort of a collection was a tribute to our collection of Raja Ravi Verma paintings, I could say that. And when I saw that and the portraits, and if you have seen our collection, you will see that the portraits of not only the Maharanis, which are made at that time, so that is real life portraits, but even of the mythological figures, Ravi Verma has used, actually is the Chanderi material has been used a lot in that. And that sort of looking at those paintings at very close quarters and looking at them again and again, it sort of inspired me that I should just commission one exhibition as a tribute to Ravi Verma.
Thank you.
Rajmata Shubhangini Raje's revival of the exquisite Chanderi sari has given this traditional regal textile a new lease of life. Next, we visit master craftsmen with a majestic heritage. I'm in Jaipur at the Gem Palace, one of India's most iconic jewelry ateliers, which originated as the jewelers to Rajasthan's Maharajas. Now helmed by Sameer Kasliwal, part of the 9th generation of the family, the Gem Palace's rich history continues to inform its designs. In 1852, as entrepreneurs, the Kasliwal family opened the Gem Palace. The family had established access to a lot of the world's best materials: diamonds from the Golconda mines, emeralds from Zambia and Colombia, and they also had the social standing to match. To tell us more about the Gem Palace's regal history is Sameer Kasliwal himself. How would you describe the sensibility or the aesthetic of Gem Palace?
In my shop, we've always been very known for a particular technique, which is the Kundan Meena, and it's a very interesting handmade technique used for jewelry, which uses almost pure form of gold and then enameling on the back, and has been there for many years. And this is why also people, not only from India but from all over the world, they come to Jaipur to visit us because they want to get this piece of art.
The Gem Palace has long had a very illustrious clientele. You've dressed not only the Maharajas but also red carpet royalty.
Well, the Gem Palace was always well known also in the past, even at the time of my grandfather and great-grandfather, because of our relationship with different royal families in Rajasthan, different royal families in India, and also the European royalty, like from American presidents and prime ministers, queens and kings from all the countries in Europe. So the company has been, becoming more and more well-known through the word of mouth, I would say.
I'm delighted to be wearing this beautiful emerald pendant that Mila Kunis wore in the campaign for ethically sourced emeralds for gem fields. Tell me more about this piece and the earrings.
It's a mix of two different cultures. It's Indian because of the kind of the cut, which we use a rose cut, and the Russian because of this silver mixed with gold to give this old look. It's set with a beautiful emerald from Zambia. We're looking at over 80 carats of emerald and more than 30 carats of diamonds. It's been completely handmade in our workshop.
And I see some more beautiful pieces on the tray there. Can you take me through each of those?
This is a turban pin. It's completely set in almost pure gold. You can see here all the diamonds. These are like one of the finest collection of diamond, and also giving the size, it's literally impossible to find this kind of diamonds in today's time. This piece also has been traveling all over the world for the Gem Palace exhibition in America, in Europe, in the Middle East, and see, front is as beautiful as the reverse. This was supposed to be for a man, it's a turban pin. The interesting fact is that we still keep the same quality in today's time, so we are still able to replicate and reproduce and to keep and maintain the same quality, which has been the same for the past 9 generations.
And speaking of large diamonds, I see even more diamonds on the tray.
These diamonds, they are from it's again an old piece. It's a collection of Golconda diamonds, one of the first known diamond mine in the world. We were able to put all this beautiful collection of over 170 carats diamond together, starting from like a 9 carats as a centerpiece and all graded to almost 3 carats. We wanted to show the beauty about this kind of cut, which is so rare to find in today's time.
And the last piece there, that's also all diamonds in the center, right?
This is part of our collection, which is the same collection as the piece you're wearing right now. What is interesting about this is being again set all in diamond with natural pearls. It's the beauty which is on the back. See, the front, like traditionally our jewelry has always been detailed and beautifully done on the reverse as well. So we wanted to keep with this new collection the same ideas, and we started putting diamonds on the back, as you can see here.
Apart from the necklaces and the earrings and the bracelets, the more conventional constituents of jewelry, you also design more unconventional fashion accessories, right?
Well, as you know, also jewelry goes along very well with fashion, so we worked on this accessory. We worked on a beautiful gold belt, and it's all in pure gold, encrusted with diamonds, emerald. It's very flexible also. It's a very interesting piece because it's been for the Oscars this year, and it was sent for the Golden Globes, so it's been requested a lot from friends, designer friends in India and in Europe and America, yes.
To ensure the highest quality and to maintain the exclusivity of the designs, all the Gem Palace jewelry is made in-house. And it's a treat to watch the karigars at work because you can really savor the amount of care and precision that goes into creating each handmade masterpiece. We're now going to take a quick break on luxury time, but stay tuned as our tribute to royalty continues when we return. Rajasthan has long been synonymous with royalty. I'm in Jodhpur, and my first appointment is a meeting with the Maharaja. The Umaid Bhavan Palace in Jodhpur is a fairy tale come alive. The grandeur of the architecture and landscaping, and the refinement of the interiors are unparalleled. And so is the dignity and grace of the Maharaja, as I was about to discover. I'm delighted to be joined by Maharaja Gaj Singh Ji, and we're going to be discussing how he translates and preserves his regal heritage within the context of an ever-evolving modern India. Kamagani Hukum.
Kamagani, nice to meet you.
Thank you so much for sparing this time for us. Jodhpur has a unique aura that brings people from all around the globe here. Tell us what makes Jodhpur so unique for you.
Jodhpur, I think, it's the people. The people here, there's a real sense of warmth and sense of identity and belonging. And of course the Mehrangarh Fort, it just dominates everything.
What are some of the greatest pleasures and luxuries of life as the Maharaja?
Well, one, living in this palace, and two, having a lot of loyal servants. Three, that despite times having changed, doors still open for us.
I'd love to hear a little bit more from you about the texture of your lifestyle and growing up and your family's lifestyle, because there's, in the public imagination, such a special place that the Maharajas occupy. We'd love to hear both what might be accurate and perhaps inaccurate about the fantasy that
Well,
goes
I think
on.
that the point is that really I missed out on the high life of my grandfather's era. I would have loved to have been my grandfather, living in the 20s up to the 40s, where the maximum amount of work was done in Jodhpur. And he was basically a very simple man, but he was very fond of aeroplanes and cars. And we had a wonderful collection of cars and aeroplanes, some of which I can remember, but then they just disappeared. And some of these cars you see in the front, I used to drive around in them as a child. And we lived here with my grandmother and my mother and the extended family. So there was always people around. There were picnics and shikar parties. And then I went abroad. So in the holidays, they all used to assemble, and we all used to have a lot of fun at that time. And then gradually lifestyle changed. Everybody went their own way. The extended family moved out. My sisters got married. And the responsibility dawned on me when I came back from England.
My next appointment was with another member of Jodhpur's royal family, fashion designer extraordinaire Raghavendra Rathore, who draws inspiration from his regal heritage, the aesthetic traditions of Marwar, the land of the Rathore. I'm in conversation with Raghavendra Rathore to hear how he interprets his royal heritage through his elegant designs. Tell me how the royal history of Jodhpur and your own family's legacy inform your sensibility.
I grew up with parents who were from boarding school, and they never sort of highlighted the story of our family. We were really encouraged to fend for ourselves, and so it was a very different childhood. Later on, once the brand sort of picked up momentum, I think one has realized to use the architecture of Jodhpur behind the brand, but the brand actually is soaking in a lot more now than it did when I was sort of putting the foundation together. So I think my design team visits various different museums, old palaces, and sort of soaks that in for the new collections and new products that we design.
And how big an influence was your time as a student of fashion design in New York?
I remember my first assignment was to do swimming trunks, and I did chiffon. And obviously, I grew up with people swimming in swimming pools in saris. It was just very normal here, but to an American audience, that was a very unique design. And I think idea was to relook at relics from the past, clothes from the attic, bring in, let's say, the safari suit, or bring in, let's say, the Bandgala jacket, in those days when it was still seen as a very stuffy outfit, and embark on a journey where I could influence people through Bollywood. Because I remember I put Saif Ali Khan in a Bandgala jacket in a movie called Eklavya. Initially there was a lot of resentment on the set, and it's very, stately and this and that. But I think as the ideas, that we manufactured found their way, and the people started accepting them, this whole notion of reviving stuff from the past came alive.
You've cemented the place of the Jodhpuri Bandgala jacket on the global fashion map, making it an iconic piece that is sought by gentlemen all over the world.
To me, I think it's very important to take the Bandgala and make it as much a recall value as a Taj Mahal or a lovely chiffon sari. And I think we're somewhere there where we actually can sort of take the idea of the spirit of the Bandgala and transport that into anything else.
From the design to the textiles to the tailoring, each Raghavendra Rathore garment combines his keen sense of royal tradition with slick, modern flair. We visited his Mumbai store, where we even got to witness the artist at work. His sketches are an absolute treat, as you'll soon see.
Tell us what makes the Raghavendra Rathore Jodhpur Bandgala so distinctive.
Well, I think the most important thing is the way we cut the armholes is a very fitted look. Other than that, I think the little details, the lining inside, for example, is very, very signature RR, and the pocket squares are all actually custom designed, and you have a little bit of humor here. There's war sequence, and perhaps the lining also, you can actually ask for the same lining inside. So all these little things really give this the sort of edge over a lot of other types of bandgalas. I think it takes about some mammoth amount of stitching hours. People have to first sew everything by hand and then move to the sewing machine. So all that really adds to the final product and hopefully the experience.
It's extremely exclusive indeed.
Thank you.
Raghavendra Rathore recently created what the brand describes as the most expensive shirt in the world. It's made out of the finest fabric with bespoke jeweled buttons and cufflinks. The Raghavendra Rathore Bandgalas are frequently worn by India's royals, as well as the most stylish Bollywood actors and India's business tycoons. From visiting some of India's most elegant Maharajas and Maharanis to savoring the craftsmanship of the most regal jewels and textiles, we hope you enjoyed our tribute to royalty. Next week on Luxury Time, discover the fabulous world of ultra-luxury home decor products.